Hey YouTube frogs, so in this video we're going to be showcasing the power of Feixiao at E0. This is going to be done on the creator experience server, and of course that means that things are subject to change for full release, so keep that in mind. But before we jump in, let's go through a quick guide on how Feixiao works. Alright, so she's a 5-star wind hunt character. She's basically a single target Acheron. She has massive single target damage, so really strong for boss deletion, and has a similar mechanic to Acheron with the way that her ultimate charges up. So basically, her ult charges up with these stacks called Flying Aureus, and you can see these stacks in her ultimate tooltip at the bottom left. Flying Aureus is to Feixiao as Crimson Knot stacks are to Acheron. For Feixiao, Flying Aureus charges up anytime an ally attacks, gaining 1 stack every 2 attacks. So while she theoretically can be used on any team, the best teams usually are follow-up attack focused because those teams generate the highest number of raw attacks in the shortest amount of time. And of course, the majority of Feixiao's damage is also considered follow-up damage, including her ultimate. So her ultimate needs 6 charges of Flying Aureus to use, which is that bottom left number, but she can hold up to 12, so essentially it's like Xlice's ultimate, where she can potentially cast 2 ults back to back. The stacks of Flying Aureus are detailed in her talent and basically say 3 things. First, 1 stack every 2 ally attacks. This includes herself, but not her own ultimate. She also gets 1 free follow-up attack from Feixiao herself on the first teammate attack per turn. This is like Kafka's follow-up attack, if you guys know her little like gun taser thing. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. And using her free follow-up attack gives her 60% damage boost for 2 turns. Her skill is a standard attack and a free follow-up attack from her talents. Now this ability does 2 independent attacks, so she's guaranteed 1 stack from this. And with her trace node, her skill grants her 48% attack for 3 turns. So pretty nice buffs that she essentially gets for free, and these all join together to make her ultimate insanely strong. At max talent level, ultimate deals up to 700% multiplier split among 7 attacks. And all this text here basically just says Feixiao will choose the best attack to use, whether the enemy is weakness broken or not, so that she gains an additional 30% multiplier per hit. So Bolts Under Blitz is used for enemies that are already weakness broken. So if they are, she gets damage multiplied by 30%. And War Axe Skyward is for enemies that are not broken yet. So you'll notice that 6 attacks at 90% multiplier is 540, and then her final attack, which is the 7th attack, deals 160%. So if you get maximum bonuses, you'll deal 700% multiplier. And also in here, her ult ignores weakness type, of course, as nearly every character has now, and has 100% additional break efficiency. Technique is a little cool thing. It's a little grouping mechanic for overworld mobs, and if she enters battle in this state, you can't switch to other characters because it'll expire. So it has to be her entering battle. All enemies take a guaranteed crit hit from Feixiao. The damage multiplier increases by 100% for each enemy pulled into it, up to 10. So by default, it's 200% of her attack, and then this can be increased up to 1000%. So overall, start battle with her technique for extra big damage and +1 stack. She then stacks her ult charges when allies or herself attack, and then when her ult is up, she sends them to the Shadow Realm with big single target damage. Now her important trace nodes, we have A2. When the battle starts, she gains 3 points of her stacks. If at the start of her turn, she has not used her follow-up attack, she'll get 1 free stack. So it's basically like a guarantee system. Ascension 4 changes her ultimate to also count as a follow-up attack damage. Follow-up attacks get 36% additional crit damage. And then A6, like we mentioned, using her skill grants her 48% attack. So these trace upgrades combined with her damage percent from her talent means that she gets 36% crit damage, 48% attack, and 60% damage boost with near permanent uptime. Now, for the rest of her minor trace nodes, she's got crit rate for about 12% for all these 3. She's got 28% attack from these 5 nodes, I think. And then lastly, she gets 12.5% defense. So, trace priority, ult, and talent for sure. This is ult for the highest multiplier. And then talent affects her follow-up attack and also affects her damage bonus. And then tertiarily, you can go for skill and basic attack. These are just literally for the raw multipliers. That's it. Alright, so Light Cone. So her signature is obviously the best. This gives her 15% crit rate for free, and also up to 54% ignore defense for her ultimate. This has 2 stacks, right? Whenever she launches a follow-up attack, she'll gain 1 stack, stacking up to twice. Each stack gives 27%. This is pretty insane for S1. I can't believe it's 54% ignore defense. I just S1. Alright, other possible Light Cones. So we actually have a lot of them. Most of the Hunt 5-stars are pretty good, except for Boot Hills. Because it's break effect, they all just give massive crit rate or crit damage and possibly follow-up attack or ultimate damage. Just choose the one that you've got invested in. Yep. For other good ones, specifically target Topaz signature is really good. It's follow-up oriented, also gives crit damage bonus. And then we also have Dr. Ratios, which is pretty good. It gives 20% crit damage, but it does require 3 debuffs. So, you know, usually if you use her signature team, 3 debuffs is pretty easy to achieve at this point in the game. You'll also get ignore defense from this as well. And then if you are free to play, S5 cruising in the Stellar Sea is pretty solid. 16% crit rate, and also gets more crit rate on enemies less than 50% HP, also with free attack percent. And then for the 4 stars, we got Swordplay is really good. At S5, she gets up to 80% damage bonus, and for Feixiao, with her single target and the amount of hits that she has, it's pretty useful. All right, so relics really quick. Obvious best in slot is going to be 4-piece Valora set, tailored for follow-up into ultimate damage. We get 12% attack, we also get 6% crit rate, and then amazingly, we get 36% ultimate damage after follow-up attack, which is all the time. If not this set, you can also use the Ash Blazing Grand Duke. We get 20% follow-up attack damage, and then also attack percent for follow-ups, which is also really nice. The difference between Grand Duke and Valoris is very small. I think it's less than 1%. Overall, just use the one that you have the best subsets on. Valoris is, you know, the signature set for her, so it looks the best. And of course, if you don't have any of these 4-piece sets, you can also do a 2-piece mixture between Ash Blazing, Valoris, and also any attack percent, or even the win set. Where is it? The Eagle set. Yeah, Eagle Twilight Lane for 10% win damage. Planar ornaments. So Durin is best in slot. We get follow-up attack, 1 stack of merit up to 5 times. We get more follow-up damage percent, which benefits her ult. And also when you're at 5 stacks, you also get 25% crit damage. So it is an amazing 50% stat from this set. You can also do generic inert Salsodo from the old times. We get 8% crit rate for free, and also 50% ultimate and follow-up attack damage. Unfortunately, this set doesn't double stack on her ult. So you guys know how Feixiao's ult is also considered follow-up attack damage. She only gets 15% from this, not 30%. So keep that in mind. All right, and finally, if you have it, Izumo 2-piece is also really solid. This gives 12% attack and 12% crit rate if you have the same path. So as long as you pair Feixiao with one other hunt member, then you'll get these bonuses, which for the most part should be fine, right? You either have like March Hunt or you have Topaz Hunt. It's very common to have that team set up, so this is very good as well. For relic stats, of course, we have crit rate or crit damage. It really depends on what you can hit first. Crit rate, if you're struggling to get 80% plus crit rate. Boots, speed is very valuable because she's in the same boat as Kafka, where you do want her to be able to reset her free follow-up attack per turn, because it does give her 60% damage bonus. Attack is an alternative. As long as you reach a decent amount of speed, it's totally fine. Orb is going to be win damage boost, and then we have attack percent because she doesn't use the stereotypical energy requirements. Stats really quick. So as you guys will notice, crit rate being as high as possible is really valuable because she's a lot of attacks. So I would recommend at least 80% crit rate. If you look at my relics on the set, I've got a decent number of crit. There's no crit on this. We got a double crit here. We have crit damage main stat for body piece with an insane crit rate roll. We have the beautiful boots. We have orb, and then we have the rope. So overall, keeping crit rate above 80% is very useful. And then stacking as much crit damage as possible, but not as necessary because again, she does get a bunch of crit damage from either her 2-piece planar ornament, her own stat bonuses. So those do count. Do not focus too much on crit damage. Make sure your crit rate is near 80 to 90% or a maximum uptime. All right, so teams. Play in the standard follow-up team. You guys know this team. This team was originally Robin with Dr. Ratio, Aventurine, and Topaz. This was the premium follow-up team. Essentially, Dr. Ratio used to be here. Now it's Feixiao. That's basically the power conversion. Aventurine is the survival follow-up attack. We got the shields. We got follow attack. We also have branding, which is pretty nice. Topaz is the best follow-up attack support plus sub DPS. She also deals damage, but her Numbi gives massive follow-up attack damage vulnerability at 50% at max level, which is really strong. And then obviously we have Robin. She's not a follow-up attack support, but she does have coordinated attacks that help Feixiao stack up. And she's also an action advancer and as well as a buffer. These 5-star premium units can be changed for the following. We have Hunt March to buff Feixiao with her Shifu buff. We have Mose for more follow-up attack and supportive branding. We also have Pella for debuffs. For the supportive character, you can use Gallagher, but I would typically recommend Gallagher stay with break characters. Totally fine to use. Aventurine's obviously going to be the best if you have him. If you don't, any sustain is fine. Doesn't really matter. All right, is she recommended to pull? Well, in my opinion, she's strong as hell for single target. Requirements for her teams can be pretty premium, but she still works outside of them. And if you like Acheron's ult mechanics, then Feixiao's are pretty similar. That's why I'm drawn to her. I really like how Acheron's ult was designed. I also like how Feixiao's ult designed. And of course, as you see on the screen, she is a beautiful Foxian lady. So she's got the looks going for her. Anyways, beyond her DPS capabilities, that's all she's got though. So if you're comfortable on your DPS units, then she's not necessary at all. All right, hope you enjoyed the quick guide. Let's take her for a spin. So here we are. We're going to take Feixiao for a spin with her premium team. And the reason why I want to do this is to show you guys her incredibly insane damage output. So we're going to get set up here. I have Aventurine here with his E, Robin with her E. We have Topaz with her E. And then we're going to do Feixiao. So Feixiao doesn't really do anything because there's only one target. But if there were more targets, this realm around there would be able to like do an AoE thing. And then we attack while we're in this state. And we get a big guaranteed crit hit at the first hit. All right, so I'm gonna let this auto because autoing is already near strong enough. Basically, I'm gonna try to slow down for Feixiao's ultimate. So we're gonna auto here. All right, it's pretty standard. Okay, turn this off. So she's got her ult, and we're just gonna use it right now, real quick. Okay, we're gonna use it right now. All right, I'm gonna slow it down. This is just to demonstrate her ultimate's proof of concept. We're gonna do it on the default character here. Boom. All right, so she transforms, and then we're put into this unique state, and we have two abilities. So these two abilities represent her Bolt move and her War Axe move. You want to use the move that's highlighted, because the highlighted move is the one that is determined if their weakness broken or not. So this one still has a toughness bar, and if we use her E, this one has more weakness break efficiency than her Q. So we're gonna use her E. Probably only gonna use her E here, actually. And you'll notice that the bar actually chunks a significant amount. So if I use one E here, it's basically, you only need 2 more E's. So we're gonna do E again, and then E again, and then now we change to Q because the enemy's already weakness broken. So this is our damage output with very minimal buffs. Like I didn't use Robin, I didn't use Topaz buff, like it's crazy. All right, so we're gonna full auto this. All right, Robin's gonna go. And now we're just stacking up attacks again. So now she has 2 stacks. 3. She's used her follow-up attack, her own skill and follow-up attack, and then that's her talent. Now she has 5 stacks. And then ultimate, this is gonna be 6, and we're gonna be able to ult this. Overkill, obviously, but look at the damage output. 489k. E0S1 489k. Now we're gonna fall out of this. Dude, her damage output with E0S1, like pretty stereotypical relics, is pretty crazy. Good on the effect res there. 2.5 stacks so far. Now we got 3. Our talent just reset. Now we have 4. Gumby's going. 5. Robin's build just ended. All right, here we go. Crack open an ultimate here on Kafka herself. With better play, I'm pretty sure I could full auto a 0 cycle here. I don't think we're gonna squeeze it out this time. Maybe with Robin's ult, let's see. Let's see if we get it in here. 2 stacks, 3, 3.5, 4. 4.5. I think it's just short. I think it's just short. You know, we could retry. Let's retry this. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick retry because I feel like we can full auto 0 cycle this. That's pretty juicy. All right, let's just see full autos targeting. Okay. Pretty move here. I feel like we're not getting full value because I'm not being buffed for these moves, which is a little unfortunate. I think we might be losing on a 0 cycle here, but we'll see. I could be greedy here and wait and hold Feixiao's ult charges, which is probably better to do. As you guys know, she can hold up to 2 ultimate charges. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. Because the first ult that we did is significantly weaker without buffs. Okay. 4.5. 5. Feixiao's turn. E talent into ult. Okay, this is good. We get 523k there. This one is almost dead. Beautiful. Okay. So we don't have any ult charges. So we're gonna have to see how we're doing here. 4. Okay, let's see. How are we doing here? Almost weakness broken. I think we needed to weakness break her here in order to kill. Damn. Okay, hold on. Robin might be able to squeeze out an ult here. If she squeezes out an ult, we can skip turns here. Probably is enough. Oh, I think we might be able to just squeeze it out on full auto. Robin's gonna steal a turn for everyone. Oh, nice. Wow, I think we did it. Wow, Robin able to steal this here. And then we get a big fluff. Wow, we actually did it. All right, full auto 0 cycle thanks to Robin. Robin's turn advancement there allowed us to steal an additional 3 turns. Those additional 3 turns on every single character allowed Feixiao's ultimate to stack up just enough to get the 0 cycle. So 0 cycle with that team, all E0 is fairly impressive, gotta admit. The damage output is fairly consistent as well. We're doing between 300 to 500k with buffs on, which is pretty standard. Now we're gonna move on to, let's do Pure Fiction. Let's just see how she does. Since we don't have elemental typing here, it's okay because she ignores it. But I'm gonna just see on Kafka how well she can do on a full auto team with the premium comp again. And of course, the premium comp allowing the 0 cycle means that if you don't have a premium comp, it shouldn't be that much of a cycle loss, maybe 4 to 5. Robin, Adventuring, there we go. All right, when enemy targets are shattered, increase damage for ultimate allies. I mean, since Pure Fiction is more AoE focused, we definitely don't need the ultimate's damage. I feel like Expostulation might be the best because we're doing a lot of follow-up attacks. Let's just do this one. All right, let's try this out. Let's try full auto here. Avenging setup, into Robin setup, into Topaz setup, the Feixiao setup. All right, so we get the AoE hit at first. We're full auto here. We start off with 4.5 stacks. Six. Ooh. Our damage is very low without buffs. Actually kind of insane. That is okay. Let's see how well we do with Robin's turn advancing and attack boost. It should be very nice. Well, let me check one thing. Am I orange? All right, let's continue. Full auto, Pure Fiction. How are our points here? Just need one more. 6 new enemies. We get the AoE. Oh, it looks like her technique applies to every wave, which is kind of nice. 7 stacks here. I haven't been able to use her ultimate. Did I turn it? Oh, I didn't. Okay. I think the everything was just proccing. All right, so we absolutely destroyed this trash can for no benefit. That's fine. We're already back to 2.5 stacks. Almost to 20k. We only have 2 cycles left, so I'm a little bit worried. Okay, we're at 5 there, 5.5. Eventually goes to 6. Okay. These enemies are not the greatest because they do have a revive, which just kind of sucks, but it's okay. Our ultimate guarantees 1 target dies for sure. Okay, so we got Robin's turn advance here. So if we were playing on manual, we would optimize Robin's ult a lot better to allow us to skip some turns. But obviously, since it's auto, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to see how this plays out fully. All the attacks are pretty good, though. Very nice. Okay, so second wave here. We got ultimate. Does this go directly on Kafka? Let's see. Does this go directly on Kafka? It does. Nice. Okay. We get a juicy chunk of damage on her. 270k. We have about 1.5 cycle left. I don't know if we're gonna be able to squeeze out more. Depends on how Robin does. Okay, her skill into talent. Into talent again. Into Numby. Into follow-up. Into ult. It's close. 24.6k so far, which is actually fairly impressive for a single target damage dealer. Obviously, with the amount of attacks that are happening, we're obviously getting a little cheat. Robin's ult is already ready, which is great. Love that. Okay, 0 cycles left. He's gonna proc her ult again here. We kind of, this one's kind of wasted. I don't know if we're gonna be able to steal that extra turn, but we will see. All right, Kafka, able to chunk Kafka down. More. Beautiful. 0 cycles, huh? Let's see. So we're able to squeeze Kafka down, but I don't know if we're going to be able to kill enough ads on the sides. Struggling here. 30k. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully we can get another Adventuring proc would be good. Oh, there we go. Okay. Talent, follow-up, into ultimate, into... Oh, you know the bad thing is that we are targeting Kafka here. We don't get any points, huh? Yeah, that sucks a little bit. We're getting 0 value from this. So this is where auto starts to have its downfall, because we continuously target Kafka who's already dead. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. 30k is still not bad though. All right, so there you have it. Those are some MOC and Pure Fiction demos for Feixiao that you see on the screen here. I think that she is a gorgeous Foxian lady and has one of the most impressive single target damage that we've seen. One of the main benefits of her is that her damage is not, you basically ignore weakness type. I mean, we've seen the trend so often recently that damage just ignores weakness type. Feixiao, definitely for any sort of single target boss in MOC, you can always take her there and she will do excellently because she literally ignores it. So that's the strength of her. MOC, 0 cycle, E0S1, the entire team was fairly solid. I was also on full auto. I feel like it was a little bit sketchy because we did need Robin's turn advance to make a really big break for the last time before the cycle ends. In Pure Fiction, she obviously, because she's not AoE purely, she did struggle a little bit. On full auto, we were still able to get about 31,000 points. If my team was more fit-tuned for PF, obviously Feixiao wouldn't be there originally. But if you were a newer player, you really like Feixiao, you want to try her PF, she's still able to squeeze out 30 to 35k, depending on how well you optimize it. And I think that's pretty solid because at the end of the day, the point system, I think you only need 60k. It's pretty good. So that's my opinions on Feixiao. Early impressions, very strong character. Not necessary though, because she's a DPS. So if you guys already have a super strong single target DPS for MOC, I think that you can totally pass for her. As you guys know, in these type of games, supports really make or break the team comps, right? And all these teams, like, we really love using Adventuring because he's so good at surviving the team, but also applying follow-up attack stacks and branding, which is great. So yeah, this is not meant to be like Adventuring advertising. I'm just saying that generally supports are really nice to have. So overall, really strong character. If you like her design, go ahead and grab her. If you don't need another single target DPS, then still thank you very much for watching, and hope you have a good day. Besides that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about Feixiao after seeing her demonstration here. Obviously, disclaimer, I may not be playing the best, but I do love testing out all the characters. So this is my experience and impressions for her. Besides that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.